as the first woman to become an attorney from Beit Hanina, a Palestinian town in East Jerusalem. This recognition is not only important for me, but for generations of my family and community as well.
It feels strange to me to have legacy attached with me. Although I guess most people would consider me a senior citizen, I don't feel that way.
It's something that I never would have expected when I was growing up. My parents would be proud. I'm proud to be recognized by my colleagues and peers.
The Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association is the greatest bar in the country, and I'm proud and humbled to be part of it.
It means so much to me, and I hope that it also means a lot to the people who've supported me. Those are the people who I feel like made it possible for me to stand here and be so happy to get this award.
From an early point in my life and career, I worked on getting my law practice and my lawyering to be as good as I thought I could get it. And I wanted to give back to the community in a meaningful way. So I get to the end of my career and I get this award. It was like a wow. It's like such an emotional connection to me.
I love this bar association, I really do. I love the profession. I've always said that the great lawyers are found here at the Bar Association. It's those who excel in the profession, but also give back. So to be honored by those within the CMBA, it's a wonderful honor.
To have such esteemed individuals in the legal career mark me as destined for greatness gives me all the motivation I need to keep doing the work I'm doing, and it lets me know I'm in the right place.
It's a great honor to receive this award, considering the thousands of amazing lawyers that we see in our community every day, doing important work, showing how they care about their clients and making a difference. I'm very grateful, very honored, and thank you to the CMBA.
This award is really a legacy to our entire law firm. I really just followed in their footsteps. People like Don Tracy and Norm Shipley and Jack Leiber and Craig Spangenberg.
To receive this award from a professional organization made up of colleagues and peers, it is especially meaningful to me. It makes all my work worth it.
I'm happy to have been a part of the bar's journey for the last 150 years. I guess a small part of that. But I'm excited to see where we move forward.
I was very surprised and humbled to receive a Legacy 150 award. There's a lot of individuals who are on that list that I look up to and admire.
It also means a lot because it's from the CMBA in celebration of its 150th anniversary. And I can say there isn't any bar association in the nation that better serves its members and the community.
Well, obviously I'm honored. You're going to hear that from everybody. But what really had me fired up is when I looked at the list of my fellow honorees, and I'm just frankly flattered to be included on a list with folks of that caliber.
Well, receiving this award was quite a surprise. And to me, it is an affirmation of the career I've chosen. I chose to be a mother, a trial lawyer, and a social activist. But I made a conscious choice, and at times it wasn't easy.
It means a heck of a lot to me after 32 years here at the bar to be recognized like this during our 150th anniversary.
Starting a law firm in my mid-40s and making that a success was something I'm pretty proud of. It surprises me a bit how proud I am of it, but I certainly am.
I think being president of the bar is one. Actually graduating from law school and being where I am today is another. Being a TAF partner in charge, chief diversity officer, all those things are accomplishments that I really didn't probably think I would achieve when I was a young person.
I would say the creation of the 3 Hours program. We've reached 35,000 plus kids now.
I'm especially proud of filing the first amicus brief in the defense of marriage equality case before the United States Supreme Court. From there, I spearheaded and drafted the first county-wide anti-discrimination legislation.
I represented the city of Cleveland, where the city of Brook Park was attempting to take by eminent domain Cleveland's IX Center. Every legal expert in Cleveland and Ohio said that we were going to lose this case. And we developed the case, tried it for 5 weeks, and won a verdict before Judge Donnelly. It was hailed in the Plain Dealer lead editorial that it was a major victory for the region.
I created the Lewis Stokes Scholars Program that provides paid summer legal internships at legal nonprofits, at the courts and law firms. And its motto is changing lives one student at a time, and it's certainly lived up to that motto because we already have 8 graduates who are practicing attorneys, including a fellow honoree, Brandon Brown.
I am most proud of the work that I've been able to do in the community. I think that I owe it to those who have poured so much into me to support that back into others. So professionally, for me, it's been coaching high school mock trial and being the co-chair of the Lewis Stokes Scholars Program, being able to give back in ways that I know were impactful for me and giving that to others.
I'm a Say Yes mentor and have been for years. Because of that, the relationships with the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar and Say Yes, they had reached out to me to see if we could team up to educate attorneys who were providing free legal advice and wraparound services to the families of Say Yes.
When I started with the Bar Foundation back in 1996, we built it from the ground up. It had 2 trustees and about $30,000, and we really reimagined it as a vibrant partner of the Bar Association.
The highlight to my professional career was the year I had the opportunity to serve as president of the, then in its nascent stages, 3 years in, the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association, which of course came about as a result of the combination of 2 venerable bar associations, the Cuyahoga County Bar Association and the Cleveland Bar Association.
Recently, over the last 5.5 years, I've devoted myself to the opioid litigation, which is pending before Judge Polster.
I, along with my terrific team, have managed the opioid multi-district litigation over the last 5.5 years. And obviously, the human tragedy is profound. We've been able to achieve 9 global settlements totaling $50 billion.
Avery Friedman. I saw him at a hockey game in Shaker Heights. I was a brand new lawyer. He started talking to me about law and his career and just didn't have to do anything, but he said, you know what, call my office every Monday. And he said, I'm gonna have my assistant pass several cases to you every Monday. And he did.
The person is Karen Kaminsky, who is my longtime law partner, been so for decades, was there when I first graduated from law school, made it possible for me to start the business that we started together, and has been just a dear, dear friend throughout.
George Forbes, who really gave me an opportunity when I joined his firm. Fred Nance was another. Mark Valpone, Steve O'Brien, and Margaret Cannon from Taft.
My mother, Fehmiya Assad, has always been my greatest inspiration. She fought to bring myself and my siblings to this country in pursuit of better opportunities and a better way of life.
In my career, Jerry Gold, who's a past president of the bar associations that combined to become CMBA, was a very influential part of my career. In every single case, he gave his all. He never lost that energy, the enthusiasm, the true compassion for his clients. He was an amazing fighter, but he did every single act in a courtroom with civility, professionalism, and he received amazing outcomes. He was a great influence in my career.
2 game-changing mentors of mine are 2 former U.S. District Attorneys for the Northern District of Ohio, Steve Dettelbach and Carol Rendon. They took me under their wing and taught me white collar, and that's what I'm practicing now, and I love it.
The first is Aisha Bell Hardaway, Professor Aisha Hardaway. She's a professor at Case, and she was pretty much my first mentor. I worked with her at Tucker Ellis. The second person that comes to mind is Drew Odom, someone who I also got a chance to work with through my association with the Bar Association. And they're both people who, to this day, I still consult with whenever I make major career decisions or major life decisions.
Start with Bob Tucker. So Bob was my mentor at Tucker Ellis and Carter Haddon before that.
Isaac Schultz was just a huge influence on me, a wonderful man, a lawyer's lawyer, and a mensch.
Judge William K. Thomas, Sam Bell, Dave Dowd, and David Katz. I learned a tremendous amount from all of them.
My dad, Ellis McKay was the greatest lawyer I ever knew, and as great a person as I've ever known.
My generation, the baby boomer generation, we've done a lot well. We've clearly done some things that aren't so good, and I'm worried about our country, the legal system, democracy, and I think there's a whole heck of a lot that needs to be done, and I hope to do a tiny fraction to help balance things a little better.
Cheering on the Cleveland Legal Collaborative. It's a program that's been in development for almost 6 years. I would love to see that actually come to fruition and become a sustaining program as our Stokes Scholars and our 3 R's programs have done in the years before.
A goal is to maybe work internationally. There are so many people in need around the world, and to work with a nonprofit around the world, I'd like to do that someday.
Case Comprehensive Cancer Center. My goal is to raise more money for the Cancer Center, to support the researchers.
To be a great grandparent. We have 5 grandchildren, all living within a mile of our house, so I'm very, very involved with them. And I can tell you, nothing better.
Just continue to be one of the best bar associations in America, the inclusive voice of reason and law for Northeast Ohio and the country.
I love this bar, and I hope that 150 years from now, someone else making a video like this also says, I love this bar. And if they do, then that's exactly what I want it to be.
The Bar Association remains as the epicenter of discussion, learning, debating, and networking. After all, who knows, someday soon my colleague may be a robot.
I truly believe that CMBA has become one of the foremost voices within our state, especially within bar associations. So I hope within the next 150 years, CMBA stays the course.
And I think that this bar association punches way, way above its weight, and I hope that it continues to do so, and I'm confident that it will.
The crossroads that we're at is our system of justice. We need to maintain the independence of the judiciary. We need to support the judiciary, and most importantly, we need to ensure that the judiciary enforce the rule of law.
Lawyers are problem solvers. We certainly have created a lot of problems, and I expect that we'll need problem solving 150 years in advance. They'll certainly be a lot more complicated than they are now, but hopefully we'll have developed the lawyers, and we'll have the Bar Association to help mentor them, develop collegiality within the profession.
Surround yourself with people that make you feel valued and push you to become better. And then also in taking opportunities as they come, to find opportunities that you vibe with and make sure you're saying yes.
Look for an award of glorious failure. That they have an ambition, an idea, it may not work, but try. Have confidence and don't be afraid of change.
I would tell the next generation of lawyers that the silver lining is in that cloud, to remain optimistic, to remain hopeful in every situation, not to forget the power of the human spirit, never to be a bully, don't let anybody bully you, and don't let anybody bully anybody else.
Stay committed and know that you have earned your spot where you are. Don't let imposter syndrome get the best of you.
Use your superpowers as an attorney to elevate your community, your colleagues, and your profession.
I feel confident I would be Taylor Swift's manager. That's what I'd be doing, or at least I would apply.
I don't know. I always wanted to be a baseball player. All right, clearly, it was apparent probably at age 2 or 3 that I didn't have that natural ability.
Fishing, riding my motorcycle, spending time with my grandchildren, and trying to stay out of trouble.
I would want to be a photographic journalist and using my eyes to open the eyes of others to the wonders, realities, and injustices in the world.
I don't know. I'm not sure the answer to that question. It could be an astronaut. I don't think at this stage in my career. It might be a farmer. It could be a medical doctor.
pursuing a career as an actor. For those who don't know, I have an undergraduate degree in theater. It is one of my first loves. I'm still hoping that I get back to it.
I would hope to be dancing on Broadway.
I would be the first mate on a fishing charter boat. Not good enough at navigation to be the captain, but good enough to be the first mate, I'd hope.
James Taylor. You put James Taylor on, Ian Friedman calms down.
Bob Dylan is the artist. He is by far and away the artist, and the lyrics that he wrote and the music he wrote that have inspired me and continue to inspire me. I love it.
The answer, my friend, is Bobby Dylan. The answer is Bobby Dylan. Thank you.
In recent years, I've seen the Killers, 311, Mumford & Sons, and U2 perform in concert. Wow, they rocked.
80s funk, Parliament Funkadelic, but I also like Black Sabbath.
Etta James. She has shaped so much of our current day R&B and soul music that, you know, we would not have Beyonce without her. So I gotta go with her.
Tina Turner stood up for herself. She reinvented herself as a woman, and she stood up against domestic violence.
Kate Bush was just inducted this year. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Sean Carter, also known as Jay-Z, he's someone who I grew up listening to and my siblings grew up listening to, and I really enjoy his music because tracing his discography is almost tracing a real rags to riches story.
I'm a big fan of Led Zeppelin, Incubus, but I also enjoy Jay-Z.
Easy answer, no question, the Beatles. And I remember watching on that little black and white TV at home when the Beatles first appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I can remember when the White Album came out and everybody stood in line waiting to get that album.
Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton has been an amazing role model to women. She's a beautiful songwriter and singer.
In the Cleveland section of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here where we are this evening, the Michael Stanley Band is there. I'm a kid from Cleveland. I grew up in South Euclid, Ohio. Still listen to his music, and he is my, to this day, the artist that fires me up the most.
Well, hands down, my favorite rock and roll inductee is Bruce Springsteen, the boss.
It's a tough choice between Bruce Springsteen and Carole King. I think I've got to go with Carole King.
Rolling Stones, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Bob Dylan. I don't think anyone's topped them or come close to them since, and probably ever will.